Yo, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's Oscar and we're back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about, I don't know, I feel like I want to quickly make a disclaimer kind of video for, people getting into the chip hobby, because in the last, I'd say few months, there's been quite a few people getting into the chip hobby, primarily on Poker Chip Forum. I've noticed it on Facebook, whether it be, newer people joining the hobby, relatives that are learning about, people in their family that had poker chips and stuff like that. So, kind of talk about a little tips and tricks on, collecting, what you want to know, the basics, maybe things to look for, rare chips, what to do in the case that you have rare chips and stuff like that. So I don't think we're gonna ramble on too much. I kind of just want to get into it because I'm not going to cover everything in this video, obviously, but I want to cover the key topics, and then, probably make another video later in the future talking about more specific stuff. So let's get right into it. So like I mentioned, first things first, the way that I always figured it out, obviously, I got into this hobby a little differently than most people did. I was lucky enough to kind of go under the wing of Mike Spinetti. I was with him for maybe 6 months before I got into the actual Spinettis store. With that, being under Mike's wing, I learned, I went from knowing nothing to knowing quite a bit. And, firsthand knowledge directly from him, along with the chip rack. I was just literally reading the chip rack all day long, figuring out values of chips and different molds and colors and inlay shapes and everything you could probably imagine. I went from knowing absolutely nothing to knowing quite a bit in just a short amount of time. With that, I look at this stuff all day long. Definitely different than most people. Most people don't have the job I have. My desk is kind of a mess, but I have chips here, I have chips here, I got chips over there, I got, there's chips quite literally everywhere on my desk. I have chips, in a case. I have chips in boxes, chips in cases, chips on my desk. I have chips quite literally everywhere at home. And, most people maybe don't have that. Most people have, like a safe, a small little box, but I have chips in cases and boxes and on the desk and a whole lot of stuff. So I'm not the average person. I'm a more of like a seasoned collector. I'm almost, I wouldn't say a veteran collector. I'm still too young to be a veteran collector, but I'll get to that point sooner or later. Maybe in like 15, 20 years, I'll be a veteran collector. But I want to get to the point, collect what you like. When I first got in the hobby, I wanted to collect casinos that I've been to. Obviously, I was maybe 20 or 21 when I first started collecting. I hadn't been to a lot of casinos, let alone I wasn't allowed in most casinos. Had to walk around and hold my parents' hands. My parents don't really like going to casinos. The off chance we did go to a casino was when a relative from Finland or somebody like that came to come visit, and we went to go to dinner and something like that. So those are the casinos I went to: Luxor, Stratosphere, Red Rock, stuff like that. It wasn't much. But afterwards, I quickly learned, the different molds. I was collecting Paulsons at first. I was collecting cheap stuff just to get quantity of it, which didn't turn out to be the best idea because most of the cheap stuff I have that I had quantity of, I can't seem to get rid of now, which turns out I was the sucker that bought it. But I started collecting TRKs pretty heavily, and I still do collect TRKs primarily. Although there is the chance that I buy, a Paulson chip that's pretty, anything that has some sort of historical value, whether it's Nevada, an illegal chip, or something of that sort, I do collect. It's something near and dear to my heart. I love history, so I have all the history videos on my channel. That's why I'm getting back into the history videos. And like I said, history is something that's very near and dear to my heart. When I understand the history of a casino or something like that, it makes me appreciate that chip much more. So I understand the history of TRK. I understand the history of Paulson, more or less. I understand the history of, let's say, the Sands. I've done a video on the Sands, the El Rancho, Landmark. I've done Dunes, and stuff like that. So those are chips that I like to appreciate. Although I might not have these quote-unquote banger chips all the time, I have had a Desert Inn 1K in my collection. I have had a Sneak Joint 1 in my collection. The next, maybe most expensive chip in my collection might be the Desert Sands Capizone hundreds. I got 2 of those. Those are like maybe 150 cent, 175 a piece. I'm not sure. Nowhere near the Sneak Joint. The Sneak Joint was like a $1,000 chip. The Desert Inn chip was a $600 chip, somewhere around there. But still, very nice chips I had in my collection. Do I wish I still had them? Kinda. Not really. They sat in a box. That's kind of what you do with collectibles. They sit in a box. I felt like I wasn't appreciating them enough, so I went ahead and sold them. Made a little bit of money on them. So what? There's another day for another chip. Who knows? I'll probably find another one of those in the future for a cheaper price. I'm not sure. But like I said, collect what you want to collect. That's the whole point of a hobby. You do what you want. You know, if you want to mill chips, you can mill chips. You can make custom chips. You can buy unicorn chips. You can buy die card chips. You can buy whatever chips you want. You can collect what you want. It's a hobby. Have fun. That's the main point. Don't have somebody else tell you what you need to do or buy what you need to buy. It's a hobby. Like I said, you have fun. That's all. I collect TRKs. I collect oversized chips. I have oversized chips on my desk. I have a chip from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is the inaugural 500K Indy Racing League from 1996. I got this from Rich Brigel's auction. I have a few of these. They're cool because they're 48 mil, no mold. Or maybe probably like a 50 mil, no mold Paulson. But it's cool. It's an oversized chip. I have plenty of oversized chips on my desk. I have TRKs up the wazoo. I have chips with pretty edge spots. I have chips that just seem cool and quirky to me. I collect chips from Finland because my family's from Finland. I have almost like 20 or 30 different chips from Finland, and it's just because I love the country. My family's from there. I know quite a bit of history from it, and like I said, my whole family's from there, so it's something that reminds me of them. And I don't know, like I said, it's a hobby, so just collect what you want. Enjoy it. Don't let people tell you what you need to do. Don't tell people, or don't have people steer you in the wrong direction. Honestly, if you need help in the hobby, message me. I will tell you straight up what you need to do, how you need to hobby this hobby and have fun. So I don't know. I feel like I went on a tangent there, but I don't want to make this video too long because I know most people don't watch until the end of the video. If you did watch until the end of the video, I greatly appreciate you. But yeah, like I said, just collect what you want. It's a hobby. You're supposed to have fun and just enjoy it. That's the whole point. So I'm just gonna stop going off there. There's plenty of more tips. I'm gonna definitely upload more videos about the hobby itself and tips and tricks, because there are a lot of new people getting into the hobby, and it's a lot of rare chips I'm seeing recently, which is alerting my brain a little bit, but definitely something that's worth talking about. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. If you have any comments, put those down below. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.